Hello and welcome to day 15 of the Warboss Tay painting challenge. Let's have a look what today brings. These are ready to be quick shaded now, so quite pleased with them. Came out very well. They're a bit bright and blocky at the moment once the quick shade's gone on them. And then just another little highlight after that, and then the matte coat. They'll look top. And I've also started these. I thought I'd have a break from doing Musketeers. I'll just do these 6 Jaegers for now. So very nice miniatures. Very nice to paint actually. These are Calpe as well. So cool. Very good. Right. These are all nice and varnished now, so they look cool, look very good, so I'm very happy with them. I just got to do like just go over and do some highlights on the whites and yellows, even a bit of the reds, some of the browns maybe, I don't know yet, and then give them a matte coat. So they are looking alright. Very pleased how they turned out. So yep, and obviously these, I've been painting these up today. Where is one? Right there, okay. This one's the sort of NCO, so he's got yellow things. I'll be tidying all these lines up and everything. What I'm doing is like painting a fat line and then making it thinner with the green and black. The same with the reds and whatever, as you can see there on that one. Don't know whether the lapel show. Yeah. So yeah, I like these. These are nice figures. Nice and easy to paint as well. Yeah, turning out well. They're going to look dead cool when they're finished. So, okay. Question time, I suppose, now. Right, and today's question. What is the painting technique you'd most like to improve? For those challenge veterans who've answered this question last year and the year before, have you improved where you wanted to? Okay, first of all, I will probably waffle on here because it's about painting and I do tend to waffle on. So I'll give you that warning now. So if I will completely understand if you stop watching at this point. Right, okay. I can't remember what I said last year or the year before about painting and what I wanted to improve. But I know what has improved since I've been painting the Napoleonics. I've been painting the Napoleonics now for almost a year. Exclusively, I think. I don't think I've painted anything else. I painted 1 or 2 other things, but mainly it's been Napoleonic British and Napoleonic Prussians of various scales. Whether it be been doing 10mm, which you haven't seen. You may have seen a few of the 10mm Napoleonics, but I don't do videos on them. And the 28mm, and I'm trying to do some 15-18mm, the ABs. What I will say is that when I started painting the Napoleonics and I started to paint the British, and I applied the same sort of methodology that I was using for things like the Empire and stuff, and fantasy miniatures, they didn't work. They were not very good at all. They just looked too noisy. So what I decided to do was to really strip back what I was doing with them, and I stuck to basically a base coat and a block highlight, then the Army Painter quick shade, and they work brilliantly. Then obviously the first few I didn't look particularly brilliant, because obviously you're trying. If you don't try to do things for the first time, you'll never improve, if that makes sense. And obviously the first batches of the British I thought turned out quite dirty. They didn't look brilliant because I hadn't nailed the quick shade application technique that I was going to use, and I was still experimenting with different ways of doing it. Obviously I don't dip them, I brush them, but at the same time I hadn't got the mix right on the shade, and I also hadn't got the layering, the block highlighting quite right, and I was still using different shades of various colours that, and that's what I think's improved. Those are the things that I've improved over the last year, is learning to paint the Napoleonic miniatures so as they come out in the way I want them to come out. Like I say, I mean, people have different aims in every miniature they paint. You know intrinsically what you want your miniature to look like and what you want your army to look like. And as I'm painting armies, I'm not painting miniatures. Well, I'm painting miniatures, but I'm painting armies. So the end result is a block of troops as opposed to each individual troop, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I've improved on, and now I think it's good. I think they're looking all right. See, because my aim was to paint the Napoleonic miniatures to look like painted toy soldiers, and I think they do look like that. I think that I'm getting there with that aim. I remember as a kid, you see, when we used to go to places like Tower of London and Buckingham Palace, and you get these little, I think the Britannia made them, these like little metal guardsmen and stuff, and that's the sort of look I'm after. I want them to look like, Disney toy soldiers, and I think they do. I mean, slightly more sort of shading and stuff on them, but I think I'm getting there, because you can't paint an army like you can paint an individual miniature. You can't go for ultra realism. You can't try and blend every sleeve to look fantastic, because it's a fool's errand when you try to do stuff like that for an army. And I know, because I've tried it, and it drove me insane, and I never completed an army. While I was trying to paint like the pages of White Dwarf, I never completed an army, because I used to get so disappointed. I could do the individual miniatures, each individual miniature came up, but when you're trying to paint, a whole 25 to 30 miniatures to the same level as a character miniature, you're never going to finish them, ever. You'll just get too bored or too disappointed in your own ability, and you'll just drop them. Maybe somebody can, but you'll only ever have one army in your life, because it will take you that long to paint 200 or 300 miniatures at that level of detail, that I sorely think that you'll get it done. Like I say, I know, because I tried and I didn't. So now, yeah, I think the technique that I've got now is working. The first company of Prussians that I painted, for example, that a company being 8 miniatures, took me about 5 days of doing that. Now I've got them down to about 2.5 days of time. So I think, it's the muscle memory, the sort of repetitiveness nature of them, being able to say, right, I know I've got go-to colours now, and I've got a go-to pattern, and I go, right, okay, I need this colour and this colour, this colour and this colour, I'll do this bit and this bit, then this bit, then that bit, you know what I mean, and work the way through and in batches. And batch painting makes it so much easier, but also breaking the batches down into smaller numbers. I mean, I know there are people like that I talk to, so they won't mind me talking about it, but like Fraser, for example, von Ketteringham, he paints entire units in one go. I could never do that. He will pick up like 30 miniatures, and he does the whole lot in one go. Well, to me that would just blow my mind. I have to break them down into even smaller units, which is why I do them base by base. So I paint one base at a time, and I think Pancake does that as well. I think I think he does a base at a time. At some points I was doing one miniature from start to finish at a time, but that was when I was trying to work out how to paint them. But yeah, that's improved. That's what I'd say has improved, is the ability to paint Napoleonics quickly and make them look good by minimising the amount of paint that I have to put on, and trusting in stuff like the Army Painter Quick Shade, which in essence is no different than than doing a final wash. And I know a lot of people use like put a what's it called Agrax Earthshade wash on their troops when they finish painting them, just to tone everything down into one sort of thing. And the Army Painter is no different than doing that. It's just the fact that once it's on, you can't get it off without dipping the miniature in nitromorse. Whereas with an acrylic wash only, you have to use a mild thinner or something to get it off, with a brush. Maybe nobody does that, but that's what I used to do on armour on tanks. Is you'd put a wash on, and then you'd go over with a bit of Humbrol thinner over the flat areas of the tank and stuff, just to take that wash off. Yeah, so there you go. That's my that I think is my improvement over the last year. And I told you I'd waffle on, and I probably have. I don't know how long I've waffled on for, but it looks like about 10 minutes. So this video will be about 14 minutes long. Dear me. Alright, well, anyway, thanks for watching. It's the weekend now, so I'll either do loads or very little. Okay? So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.